it is time for the Cardinals this week for Arizona. And Arizona, acknowledge your reigning, defending, undisputed NFC North heavyweight champions of the world, the brand new Detroit Lions. Sorry, just can't do the intro like I normally can. I've been battling a cold all week, so bear with me. So yeah, this week, Lions' first big road trip of the season. We're heading down to Arizona to play the Cardinals, who have had a pretty interesting start to the season. So let's take a look at this game coming in. So currently going in, the point spread has Detroit favored in this game by 3 points. Detroit leads the all-time series over Arizona 35, 28, and 6. And Detroit has won 4 of the last 5 meetings against Arizona. The only time they didn't beat Arizona in the last 5 meetings was when they tied in 2019. Like, the last time Arizona actually beat Detroit was all the way back in 2015. Since then, Detroit's won every game since then, outside that tie in 2019. Of course, this is Detroit's first road game of the season. Last year, the Lions were 6-3 on the road. Arizona currently 1-0 at home this year. So for the Cardinals, in terms of the key offensive players, of course, that quarterback, is the midget Kyler Murray. Or as a lot of people like to call him, Midget Murray. And, of course, at running back, you got James Connors. And then the receiving core, is headlined by rookie Marvin Harrison Jr., who really had his first big boy game against the Rams a week ago. So, yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr., that's going to be an interesting matchup to see. The big rookie who's already looking explosive through 2 games so far. You also got Greg Dortch there along with Michael Wilson. You also got tight end Trey McBride as well. In terms of the D-line, they're going to be without Darius Robinson as he's on the IR currently with a calf injury. They do got Bila and Nichols in there. The linebacking core is going to get a bit banged up. They do not have B.J. Ojulari, who's on the IR with an ACL injury, but they do got Savin Collins, and Kazir White, and Mac Wilson. Secondary course is anchored by Budda Baker, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Jalen Thompson, and Garrett Williams. And, of course, the last time the Lions and Cardinals met was all the way back in 2021. 3 years ago, that was when the Lions were in rebuild mode, and the Cardinals were a playoff contender, and the Lions smoked the Cardinals. Yeah, that was when Arizona blew a game against a 1-win Lions team that was trying to fucking tank for Aiden Hutchinson. And in the end, it didn't even matter if the Lions fucked up that tank or not, because they got Aiden Hutchinson anyway because of Jacksonville's stupidity, thinking that Trayvon Walker was going to be better than Hutchinson in the long run. So far, that's been absolutely wrong, especially after Hutchinson's game last week where he had 5 fucking sacks and absolutely fucking destroyed Baker Mayfield. Too bad you need more than 5 sacks to win a football game, apparently. And of course, both teams are a lot different now than where they were 3 years ago. Especially Arizona, since the coach in that 2021 meeting, Cliff Kingsbury, is no longer here. A.k.a. Cliff Chokesbury, because he choked himself out of a job. As now the new head coach of this squad is Jonathan Gannon, with the offensive coordinator Drew Detzing and the defensive coordinator Nick Rawlis. Of course, this will be the last week we will look at use the 2023 rankings, as starting next week we'll start using 2024 rankings. As last year, the Cardinals offense was the 19th ranked offense, 26th in the pass game, but they were a top 5 unit running the ball, ranked 4th. And of course, the defense was not the best in the world. They were the 25th ranked defense last year, 13th against the pass, but they were the worst unit against the run last year. So I think obviously the big key to winning this game is simply you got to establish the run game. Something the Lions should have done last week with the Buccaneers that could have helped them out, especially once Vita Vea went down. Like Lions need to establish the run game with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, get them involved. Jared Goff needs to have a bounce back game. Like, he's been playing pretty bad the first 2 weeks. Like, Jared needs to have his best game of the season this week. Defense just needs to continue to play like they have the last 2 weeks. They played pretty good ball to win the last 2 weeks. Just need to keep doing what they're doing. You know, have Hutchinson and some others get pressure to Kyler Murray and try to take that little midget down. Especially like and Hutchinson, I think he's gonna have another big game. I think he's gonna build off his 5-sack performance. Okay, I know it's technically 4.5 because they took half a sack away from Hutch last week because it was a gain up tackle with Levi Onsarike. But god damn it, we all think it's 5 to us, damn it. The point is, I think Hutchinson's gonna build off that strong game. Because so far, Aiden Hutchinson is really making a strong case early on for Defensive Player of the Year. And I think Hutchinson continues to get that pressure. We also got Lions got to find a way to get Marvin Harrison out of the game. Got to isolate him, get him covered well. Get pressure to the midget, stuff to run. And mainly most of this game depends on the offense. Can the offense finally have a good game? Because so far, the offense this year for the Lions has been hit or miss so far. But Jared Goff, though, this week he has to actually start living up to his potential. Hasn't had a very hot start so far. This week needs to change. Get Sam Laporta more involved in the pass game. Also pass the rock to Amon-Ra and J-Mo. But establish the run, I think, is very crucial this week. The Cardinals haven't been the best at stopping the run the last couple years. This is the time to establish it. So I think it's gonna be a pretty tough game. I think it could be a high-scoring shootout game based on how the Cardinals have been the first couple games. Because the Cardinals' offense has been pretty good. I mean, they hanged 41 points on the Rams last week. And, of course, the week prior, they hanged 28 against the Bills, but fell short. But, of course, a lot changes week by week, it all depends on how you match up against certain teams, Some teams match up well against others, and some teams don't, It is what it is. But, the Lions, they need to come out strong this week. And I imagine the fan base is gonna have a strong presence in Arizona. Especially considering how many Lions fans live out on the West Coast. I think the State Farm Stadium, or whatever the fuck it's called now, is going to get invaded by a Sea of Honolulu Blues Sunday. Because I think this is effectively going to be a de facto home game for the Lions. Even though it's on the road. Because I think Arizona is going to get invaded by Lions fans Sunday afternoon. But this is a bounce-back game. The Lions have had the Cardinals' number for quite a while. Kyler Murray has never been able to figure out how to beat the Lions. And since that game where the Lions beat the Cardinals when the Lions were a one-win team 3 years ago, blew them out, the Lions have only gone better since then. While the Cardinals have gone a little worse. I mean, it's tough to say what the Cardinals are so far. Because 2 games isn't really enough of a sample size to know where everybody is right now. Just keep this in mind, though. The Lions haven't lost back-to-back games since 2022. When they had that 5-game losing streak when they started 1-6. Since then, every time the Lions have lost, they have won the following week. And it usually hasn't been close. And I think that trend continues. I think the Lions will bounce back from that loss to Tampa Bay. Because I don't think Arizona's built the same way that Tampa was. And I think the Lions do bounce back. And I do think they get the win up at Arizona. I think Detroit will continue to have Arizona's number. I think they will continue to have the Midgets' number. I have Detroit winning this game by 3 points. I'm taking Detroit to cover the spread. So give me the Lions plus the points in this one. So if the offense gets established the run game, we can get some pressure to the midget and try and get Marvin Harrison Jr. out of this game. And cover him well and get some pressure to the midget. I think the Lions will bounce back, and I think they'll have a big game this week. And I think if the Lions win this week, I think any hope for Arizona will start to die down. But Lions need a big win this week to bounce back. Especially with how banged up the 49ers are getting right now and how the Eagles lost a pretty winnable game. The Lions need to win to bounce back if they want to have any chance of being in the upper tiers in the NFC standings in that pecking order. But yeah, I think the Lions win. They bounce back. They get the win up in Arizona this week. You know, Lions haven't lost back-to-back games since 2022. I think that trend continues for now. But yeah, I got the Lions win this game. And yeah, let's go to Arizona Sunday. Let's get that W. Go to 2-1. And let's get the job done. But yeah, anyway, that's all I gotta say. I'm out.